Okay, so I wanted to make a video that explains why gunships can appear to shoot you through obstacles. This can actually work with any ship, but a gunship is the most common one that people use to do this, and it's the easiest one to execute this ability, and it just shows it much better. So, sorry, I'm not sure why my screen has gone so, the picture's gone so big. Okay, now we did some tests, myself, Invis, and Yuri, for other things. But Invis took some, sorry, Yuri took some screenshots, and it happens to demonstrate this. I guess you could call it an exploit perfectly. Now, this is Yuri. We're looking from Yuri's position at Invis, and Yuri is in normal laser mode, so he is not using the railgun at the moment. And you can see that his normal lasers are positioned perfectly on Invis. Now, the interesting thing is what happens when Yuri goes into railgun mode, into his scope. Now, when I go to that picture, keep in mind that neither player has moved. They are absolutely stationary in space, not moving. Now, the railgun is now above Invis. So if we go back to the first one, remember, neither player has moved. Now, let's imagine that there's a rock, and we could have done this if we were thinking about it, but as I say, we were actually testing other things. Let's imagine that there's a rock obscuring these two players, so neither of them can actually shoot at each other with normal lasers. But let's imagine Yuri is planning to shoot at Invis with his railgun, because he would. He's in a gunship. So what Yuri can now do is position himself further down, so that in this shot his reticle would be below Invis, and he knows Invis can't see him. Then when Yuri goes into his railgun, his reticle would be on Invis, and he could actually see him. It would give the illusion to Yuri as if his ship had moved up, as if it's gone from this position with the reticle below to up. But you can see the discrepancy in how the two weapons are working. So if the gunship pilot takes that into account, they strafe very, very closely to the edge of an object. They know that their target appears to be, they appear to be obscured to their target, and then they go into railgun mode, and suddenly they can see their target. So it isn't a hack, it isn't a program that enables people to shoot through things. This is how it's done. And I say it does work with any ship, so you can do it without a railgun. It's just much harder to find that exact spot. If you're using a normal ship to do it, there is a very, very specific point at which you go to the edge of an obstacle. You have to be extremely close to it, practically 0 meters. And you go to the edge of it, and there's a point at which your target is half obscured and half not. And that's the point at which you can see them and shoot at them, and they can't shoot at you. But it works much better and much easier in a gunship. Should you use this ability? That's your decision. This is arguably a flaw in how the game is designed. Pile driving, which I won't go into, pile driving is arguably a flaw in how the game has designed, but has become acceptable, and no one really frowns upon using it. A few do, but for the most part it's widely accepted. This is far less widely accepted. My personal estimation on it is that I choose not to use it, so I will strafe to the edge of an object, strafe wide enough that they can see me, shoot, and then come back. and that makes me take damage a lot because I'm not as expert at it as, say, Yuri is. But you can use this ability. I don't hold it against anyone who uses this ability, but I personally choose not to. What I do state in defense of anyone that uses this ability is they are not cheating. They just understand the game better than you. So I'm going to give this video to anyone who questions why they were shot through something. There are other things that can cause you to appear to be shot through something, and those are generally lag or animations. Animations work very differently from what is actually happening. But Dracolich has some videos that explain that, so there's no need for me to do one. Okay, thanks for watching.